Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Welcome back to Middle Earth Gaming, and we're doing this is gonna be a bit of a different video for you guys today. So I hope you guys go on to enjoy it. Basically, what this is, I know that we haven't. Firstly, I know we haven't had a lot of videos recently. I do apologize about that. It's currently July here in Australia. I guess all over the world it's July. This video should be going out at the end of July, hopefully, when I get back. But yeah, this video is going to be going all about my leading up and going to the Middle Earth Australian Grand Championships. I booked these tickets back in April, I believe it was, is when they first got announced, in March, April time. And I really want to go because I haven't been to a tournament since 2017. So that's been a long time. It's been like 6 or 7 years since I've actually been to a tournament. And I thought, why not do it now? I've got a lot of leave saved up from work, so I'm gonna take a week off, which will be nice. Let's just have some fun. So that's the plan for this video, is like showing you guys what I'm going to take, display board, because I'm going to be building a display board as well, building a brand new army, which I guess, I don't know, it's got like, what was it, 10 models in it, so it's probably not really, not a massive army, in this, sorry guys, but it'll be like in segments, as I go along, and then I'll have a journey vlog going over the full 3-day tournament, because it's a Saturday Sunday tournament, the 21st and the 22nd of July, I believe it is. We are currently in mid-July. I think it's about the 10th of July, I believe. And I'm just getting started now, so I'm getting a little bit stressed. I gotta be honest with you guys, but I'm excited. I'm very excited to finally go and play Middle Earth SBG with people that I've never met before. Met them online, that kind of stuff. But playing against new people. Again, playing the game that we all know and love. So that's what I'm really excited about here. So my one thing for this tournament is if I win one game, I will be happy. Because like I said, I haven't played a competitive game since 2017, so that's gonna be interesting. I've been playing a lot of scenarios and all that, but not competitive games. So I guess first of all, what am I going to? What is the plan? So first of all, the plan for this video, or this road to the Australian Grand Championships, is going through. I'm going to show you my army that I'm going to be taking, going through basically like a bit of a hobby, like a vlog kind of style, coming in and out of various points to show you my progress essentially. And I'm going to upload it in one big bit when I come back from the tournament essentially. And then in the next part, I'll be doing a journey vlog, which will be going up to Queensland, because I'm in Sydney. I don't know if you guys don't know Australian geography. It's in Mount Gravatt. It's in Queensland. So I actually have to take a flight. It's like an hour-and-a-half flight that I'm taking up to Queensland from Sydney, New South Wales. So it's kind of cool. The last tournament that I went to was in Perth, on the other side of Australia, and that was like a 5.5-hour flight. So not as bad this time, but it's nice. And I haven't been on a holiday for about a year, so it'd be nice to have some time off as well when I get back, which would be very cool. So what am I going to? So I am going to the Australian Middle Earth Grand Championships. Now this is a 2-day tournament. It's 5 games, 1,000 points. So it's kind of like Throne of Skulls, but I don't know. It's probably going to be a bit more competitive than Throne of Skulls. I'm not too quite sure what it's going to be like. Like I said, I don't know. I don't really know the competitive scene. Like I know what I'm going to be taking. I don't think it's competitive whatsoever. I'm just going for like I said, I'm going for the fun. I'm going to there to meet new people, have a few laughs, have a great time, and have a holiday essentially, because I need a holiday, if you guys can't tell. So there we go. So I guess what we're going to do now is go over, and I'll basically go over the army list that I'm going to be taking. So basically what I'm going to be taking is, as you guys know, I'm a very narrative player. I'm very thematic. So I'm going to be taking a very thematic list. And it's basically the point at the end of Unexpected Journey where Thorin fights Azog on the cliff. It's basically the out of frying pan into the fire scene. And then, you know, Bilbo comes on to save him, and then Dwalin, Fili, and Keely, because the rest are in the tree. Dwalin, Fili, and Keely come out and fight as well. So it's basically going to be Thorin with Orcrist and the Oaken Shield, Bilbo with Sting and the One Ring, and then we're also going to have Fili, Keely, and Dwalin, bare bones, because, you know, that's all they have. You know, that's all the dwarves that are actually in the scene. The rest are in the tree. Can't take Gandalf. He's stuck in the tree trying to help Dori and Ori from falling. Yeah, that's going to be cool. And then I'm also going to be taking Gwai here and 4 Great Eagles, you know, as the eagles that come and save them. So that is the list. It's literally 10 models. Gwai here, 4 Great Eagles, Thorin with the Oaken Shield, and Orcrist. The one that I've actually converted, I'm going to be taking my converted Thorin's Company, that you might have seen on Hobby Vlog number 4, I believe it is. Go check it out if you haven't already. I've converted up the plastic Thorin's Company, so it's good chance to get some of those guys painted. I'm going to be taking the Bilbo Baggins, the young Bilbo from Riddles in the Dark, because I think that's a kick-ass model. One of the best Bilbos, I believe. And then, yeah, Gwai here and 4 Great Eagles. And I'm actually going to be taking Gwai here, the Citadel Finecast one, which is still sealed in box. So I've still got them sealed in boxes. It's the Finecast one that came out in 2012. So I'm going to be taking that one. I was planning on building up and painting the Forge World one, but I just don't think I'm going to have enough time as it is. I'm already quite stressed as it is, because I've recently gone back into the 40k and 10th edition has just come out, so I've been doing up a bit of that, but now I'm really getting excited. I've got 2 weeks, basically just around 2 weeks. I think it's actually, I think it's like 12 days or something, to actually get everything done. I really haven't started anything. The good news part about it is that Thorin's, like the company, the 4 dwarves and Bilbo, they're all ready to go. They're all being built up and ready to go. The less good news about that, Gwai is still in his box, which I haven't built yet. And then the other worst news other than that is that I don't have 4 Great Eagles. I sold them a couple of months ago for reasons, because I didn't think I need them. And then I realized that I will need them for this tournament, so I have to get them back. So, you know, I've already ordered them. Hopefully they're coming next week. So I'm gonna have like a couple of days to paint up the Eagles. I don't think they'll be too bad, because I've got a good recipe for them. So it's mostly gonna be like, you know, base coat, wash, dry brush, that kind of stuff. Making them come out really good, I think. And then the worst bit after that is I'm gonna be making a display board. I'm gonna be making the scene essentially, where it's like the cliff and then the tree. You know, I won't have time to, like, you know, to model the dwarves stuck in the tree, but I'm gonna be doing the tree, little fire tokens as well around, which should be pretty cool. Which should be pretty fun. Trying to get that all sorted out. I'm gonna be using, like, you know, plaster rock molds and, you know, what's it called, modeling compound, that kind of stuff for the first time. So that's gonna be really cool. And it'll help me in the future for when I'm actually, because that's the next part for my Erebor board, is to do all that kind of stuff. So this is a bit of a tester to see how that actually goes, and make the mistakes now, than later, essentially. So there we go. That is what I'm going to be taking to the tournament. That is, I've got 12 days to get it all done, which I'm kind of nervous about. Like I said, the entire army's not even here yet, and I'm starting to get a little bit stressed, but I'm excited nonetheless. So hopefully you guys join with me on this adventure, and I'll come back when I've got something to show you, which should probably be some dwarves actually. I'll show you the progress that I've made on the dwarves and Bilbo. Alright guys, so I thought I'd do a bit of an update. It is currently Wednesday the 12th of July, so I currently have about 9 days left before I leave, or 8 days I guess. So I have tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday week I leave, so I literally have 8 evenings left, and I think I'm booked up for 2 of those evenings. I also have an inspection where I'm at the moment. So on next Tuesday, so I got to make sure, you know, that's sorted out as well. So that's going to take a bit of my time. So I am feeling the pressure, to be honest. The display board I haven't started yet. Hopefully we'll be starting that either tomorrow or Friday. I do have one day off from now until I leave, which will be the Monday. So like I said, I've got an inspection, so I'm going to have to do some stuff on Monday for that. But I'm going to try and get most, if not all, the display board completely done on the Monday. But we'll see. But I thought I'd give you a bit of an update of how it's going, essentially. So I have the company here. I'm pretty sure I've shown you these guys before, but I'm pretty much, sorry about that, guys. I'm pretty much if I turn, is that better? Maybe. So I've basically done all their faces, all their skin is done, which is good. I've started doing their hair. Only a base coat on Bilbo at the moment. It's not really showing, is it? No, I don't know. I did have like a black thing to show. Oh, maybe. Here we go. So here's Bilbo from the Riddles in the Dark set. I didn't want to do I didn't convert plastic Bilbo. I was going to, but I just don't have time at the moment. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so this is Bilbo from the Riddles in the Dark set. It's basically to look like, obviously he's trying to fight off Gollum, but it's also like how he is in that scene on the edge, where he just saved Sauron and he's like putting his sword out to try and ward the others away. So that's the pose that I thought would be pretty good for him. So as you can see, his face is done. I'm trying to get that. Not really happening though, is it? If I zoom in, so not the best, but I'm happy with it. So there we have Bilbo. Next up we have Feely. Again, his face is done. I've just started putting some browns on him. Nothing too much crazy about him. Keely, I should say. Started doing the hair on him. Again, all their faces are done. Just started base coating some other areas too, which is not too bad. Got a bit of eyeshadow going on, but you know, I'm sure it will turn out all right. Then we have Dwalin, which I'm pretty happy about. If I show him and then zoom in, the eyes didn't turn out too badly. If I can get the light, not really showing too much, really, is it? But I got like his wrinkles on his forehead. I was quite happy with how they turned out. And yeah, so next up for him will be starting his hair, which for him and Thorin, I've base coated their hair in Corvus black and then washed it with Nolan oil, and then doing a little bit of highlighting up from that. And then we'll start working on his green tunic. And then the man himself, Thorin, I was quite happy with how he turned out, to be honest. That eye didn't turn out too great, but I'm pretty sure, I think that eye turned out pretty good. I might go on back and quickly touch that one up. I'm actually just seeing that now. and then yeah, so he's turning out all right. Again, I was kind of happy when I actually made these guys, but now looking at them now, they're a little bit ropey. But I thought, you know, like that is from that scene, like when he gets up from the tree to go and fight Azog, like that is what I wanted to capture for that pose, and I think it works pretty well, even though my green stuffing skills are not great, but I'm quite happy with how it's turning out. Hopefully when it's painted it should look all right. So that is that's the most comforting part of it. Those guys are on their way. The next least comforting part is Gwai here. Gwai here is, I'll make sure I don't break them. So I'm not going to have time to do the Forge World one. I was going to do that one because I wanted to keep this one in cellophane, but I'm going to use this guy here as the guy here from for the army. So I don't know if I told you guys, but it's Thorin, Bilbo, Fili, Keely, Dwalin, and then Gwai here and 4 Great Eagles. That is the army. It's 925 points. The tournament's 1,000 points, so I'm going to be 75 points down. But you know, that's, you know, I can't fit any more eagles in, and those, like, these are the guys that are not left in the tree. Because Thorin goes out to fight Azog, Bilbo goes to save him, and then these guys come out and save Bilbo as well before the eagles turn up, and the rest are stuck in the trees. So I can't have Gandalf because he's saving Dori and Ori from falling down, and then the rest are stuck in the tree as well. So unfortunately, I can't have any more dwarves. Otherwise, you know, I'm trying to make a fluffy list here, and I'm gonna be very hurt doing that. But hopefully, the eagles can kind of help. They've got pretty decent rules, so we'll have to wait and see. So this guy, I've chosen this guy. I will do the Forge Order one eventually, but just with the scenic base that it comes on. Sorry guys, and the Hunter Orc it comes with as well. I'm just not going to have time to paint all that as well, unfortunately. Otherwise I would. But yeah, so this guy I will be doing up for the tournament. And then the next least coming thing is the Great Eagles. They have yet to arrive. I did get an email today to say that they have arrived at my local post office, so I'm going to pick them up tomorrow. And then hopefully tomorrow I will be building Gwai here and the Great Eagles tomorrow, or either tomorrow or Friday, but we'll have to wait and see. And then the least comforting bit after that is the display board, which I have not started yet. It's still, the frame that I'm using for the display board is still in a wrapper, but I've got a pretty decent idea of how I'm going to do that, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, so a bit of an update there for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not confident, but I think we'll get the painting done. It's the display board that I'm really worried about, but we shall see. Alright guys, and this is what the display board looks like. So it's come on from nothing. As you guys can see, it's got all the rock molds on it, everything like that. So it's like I said, it's currently Monday night before the tournament, so I fly out on Friday. Today was my only day off before the tournament, so I didn't get as much done today as I thought I would. But I've got tonight, I've got Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and I might be going out one of those nights for like a dinner kind of thing. So I might not have one of those nights. So it is coming down to the wire, and I'm not as far along as I thought I would be. But tonight, this is going to, I've got modeling compound, so I've got to make sure, blend all the rocks and all that together so it's all nice and rocky, I guess, and then cover it in texture paint. That's pretty much what I got to do tonight. If I don't get that done tonight, then I don't see how I can get this done at all. I think it's still quite impossible, to be honest. But as you guys can see, it's not actually connected to the board yet. Even the rocks aren't really like glued that well together. But once I put the modeling compound on and it hardens up, hopefully it should all look pretty good. Yeah, I'm running out of time, guys. I'm not hopeful, but we shall see. All right, guys. Hi. Yeah. So things have happened. Things have not happened. I'm kind of stressed right now. It's currently Thursday. It is the day before I fly to the tournament. It is currently just gone 6 p.m. I've just gotten home from work, and I leave at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I have about roughly 12 to 13 hours to go. And the army's not done. It's a lot of just base coated and washed. The display board's not done, but that is getting there as well. So I thought I would do a bit of an update. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so this is it. This is D-Day. This is I'm kind of stressed if you can't tell. But what are the good things? Well, first of all, I don't really know. At the moment, the Eagles are like this. They've been base coated. The Browns have been base coated. and washed, and the base has been base coated and washed. That's it. That's with all the eagles. The bases, I had to get the sand on them last night because otherwise it would not be dry in time. So I can seal it. I'm about to seal it right now, and then hopefully it should be sealed in a few hours, and then I can paint them, so they'd be good to go. I also, Thorin's company, Thorin, you know, they're definitely a lot further on. They've been base coated and all washed now, so just got to do highlights now for them. The face is already done. I don't know if you guys can see. Probably pretty bad, but I also had to do them as well because otherwise the bases would not have been done. So that is the same for all of them. So you know, there's Bilbo. Oh, Bilbo's been base coated and washed. The faces are all done on them, so that's good. I don't have to worry about doing faces. It's just the other details that have not been done. I showed you the eagles, showed you the bases as well. The display boards, so the last time you saw the display board, I think it was it was on Tuesday, and I said I was going to come. Was it Monday or Tuesday maybe? And I said I was going to come back that night. I have had so little sleep the last few days. I don't. My guys might say I'm a bit tired actually, and I've gotten to bed 2:30 in the morning the last 3 nights in a row, having to get up at 6 to go to work. So it's been a fun time. So that I'm predicting it's going to be another late one. I'm going to try and knuckle down, get it all done. The display board has been last time you saw it had the rock mold to put on, and now it has the gap fillers being put on, the what do you call it, the modeling compounds been put on. It's been the texture paint's been put on, it's been sanded, and it's also been the sand has been base coated. That's just going to be dry brushed, and the rocks have been undercoated white and then washed as well, so all different colors and all over washed black. So all I have to do is dry brush the rocks and dry brush the sand, or like the texture, and that will be done, and then I can put a flock on. Other than that, nothing else has been done. The trees are like this at the moment, so that one's going to be lying flat. I've also figured out how to do the flames of the like as you know, as Thorin's running in that scene, you know, there's flames on either side of him. That's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to get that done tonight. I figured out how to do it. Got some LED like tea lights that are battery operated, that they've got no flame in it. So hopefully that looks pretty cool. So I got a lot to do. I still have to pack. I haven't packed yet. I don't know if any of this is going to fit into in my baggage. So this is going to be very interesting. We'll see how we go. I'll check back with you guys when I got some progress done, I guess. All right, guys. So something actually happened. So the last thing you probably would have seen on this video was me explaining what I needed to do for the night of me going away to the tournament, and essentially I did that. Got it all filmed. You know, did a thing of me, you know, going over the army. You know, what I completed, what I hadn't completed. Also, you know, what the display board, you know, I'll go through all this in a second. You know, and you know, I was on the plane, you know, I was, you know, doing a journey vlog all the way up there. Basically what happened was the footage got corrupted. Everything up to the point that you've seen, the footage got corrupted. I found this out on the Saturday night, where I was trying to, like, you know, do some editing and stuff after the tournament and stuff. But yeah, so unfortunately, no journey vlog. So what you have seen is all the footage that has been saved, which is most of the, you know, the pre-tournament stuff. So what I'm going to go do now, it's very unfortunate, like, you know, I wanted to do a journey vlog for you guys to show you what it's like, but you know, I'm back from the tournament. I actually didn't want to really upload this video really because I was so bummed out. It's actually almost the end of August right now, because I really wasn't sure if I was going to upload this or not. But I decided let's do it. Let's use the footage that we have, and I'll do like a bit of an overview, bit of like a tournament review kind of thing, which haven't done on this channel before because I haven't been to a tournament since 2017, as I've said before. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a bit of a tournament review. So sit back, relax, and get some painting done, something like that. And basically, this is just going to be me talking. Hopefully, over what happened during the tournament, that kind of stuff. All in all, I had an absolute blast. It was such good fun. I think the first thing to note is that on that Thursday night, because I was flying out on the Friday morning, I had to get up at just around 6 o'clock in the morning to catch my flight. And I didn't get to bed until about 3:30 in the morning. It took me a long time. I think I took that last bit of footage that you would have just seen when I got home. That was about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. So it took me a long time. I finished the display board, which I'm going to show you guys next, up to a decent standard. There's a lot more that I wanted to do with it. But unfortunately, I just ran out of time, and I needed to get at least a little bit of sleep. And the army, the Eagles, I got it all done to a pretty decent standard, to my opinion. But unfortunately, I just ran out of time again. I didn't get to do fine details on painting wise. So I'm gonna finish that off at some point. But I was really happy with what I got done, with how much time I actually had. I worked 3 days before I left. So the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I worked. And those 3 nights that I had worked the next day, I stayed up till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was very interesting. It was a very tiring experience. But then I had a week off after I came back, so I did catch up on some sleep as well, which was great. But yeah, so pretty much what I'm gonna cut now, and I'm gonna show you guys what the board looks like. Now it is a bit of a state. It was bashed around a bit during traveling, so what you guys will see now is not what it looked like. It's a little bit bashed up, but I'll put some photos up as well to show you guys. I did take some photos. The photos didn't get corrupted, which is good. So I can show you guys some photos that I took during the tournament. I took a photo of all the armies that were there as well, which is good. So you guys will see all that as well. So I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so here we are. Here's the display board. Now as you guys can probably see, it's taken a bit of a beating. I'm currently recording this after I've come back from the tournament. It is currently the middle of August, so it's been a few weeks. Like I said, I'm not sure if I've said this previously in the video or not, but I wasn't sure if I was actually going to put this video out, because it was kind of annoying that all the footage got corrupted, so I couldn't do anything about it. But I thought I should round it out. I was talking about it to you guys for a long time, so I thought just show you guys what I can show you. So as you guys can see, it's a bit different than what you've probably seen previously. Like I said, it has taken a bit of a beating. It did take quite a beating on the way back, and coming back as well. As you guys can see, like the actual structure has actually come undone, but it did do brilliantly at the tournament itself. I'll put some photos up now that the Warhammer team at the tournament actually took, which probably takes a lot better than what I can actually take. But yeah, I was really happy with how it came out. So let's go through it all. So last time I think you saw was the rock molds I put on. So I painted them up. So I sprayed the whole thing. Textured the entire thing to make sure it looks like the bases that I did for the army itself. I say the army for the 10 models that I took, and then yeah. So basically, I think it was a Luke's APS tutorial of how to paint rocks. So it was mostly like, dark brown, like an ochre, like a big wash of black over it, and then dry brush it up. It was pretty simple. It was really effective though. As you guys can see, like it's chipped off a bit, during travel, which is a bit of annoying, because I did have to take this on the plane with me, so I had to fit into a case, and it went into my carry-on. So I don't think they took care of it too well, because I took my army with me on the plane, so that wouldn't get broken. Like, you know, this isn't too bad if it got a little bit beat up, but I didn't want my army to get broken up. But it did it did. As I don't know if I've told you guys yet, but one of the tail wings on one of the eagles did snap a little bit, but it's not too bad. I think I can fix it up pretty well. So yeah, so after that I painted the base. I did all this on the night before the tournament, so that's I was up until about 3:30 in the morning, completing this board, as well as doing the rest of the stuff that I needed for the army itself. And then you know, went to sleep, had about 2 or 3 hours sleep, got up at about 6:15 to catch a flight. So there you go, and the flight was interesting itself, but I'll talk about that in the little bit of discussion after this. These trees do come out. I didn't get time to stick them up. They're just what do you call it? They're woodland scenics trees. And then I've just you know, did what I could to, you know, make it work, because I didn't have a lot of time. So I just glued some clump foliage on with fast drying basic glue from Geek Gaming Scenics. So that's that, and I just, you know, I just stuck it into the thing itself. Like, I'll just put it there for now. But yeah, and then we have these ones as well. So, you know, your basic battery tea lights with some cotton wool and stuff, makes it like, you know, a nice fire. It does look a bit different. I don't know, the color's a bit weird on the footage here, but it does look a lot better in real life. But yeah, I was quite happy with how it turned out. You know, I think it does well to recreate that scene. Obviously, I put this bit up here. That's where Azog, you know, perches himself up. You know, he's on that little rock where Thorin charges him. So I didn't have Azog in here. I think that might have been pretty cool to have him maybe as just, you know, as a bit of a diorama piece. But I didn't, like I said, I did not have enough time to do that. I actually didn't finish everything that I wanted painting the army. I got most of it done, but I actually didn't get all the finer details done, unfortunately. And I would have done more on this if I had enough time, but I honestly just ran out of time. But there you go. That is the display board. You know, I was quite happy with it. You know, a lot of people enjoyed it as well, so really enjoyed that as well. You know, it was a lot of fun to do, and I'll definitely be doing more of these in the future, because I've learned a lot more just doing this. So there we go, and I'm quite happy with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So there we go, guys. That was that's the board. You know, it's a little bit bashed up, but I think it's okay. I can fix it up eventually. But you know, it did its job, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Like I said, I wish I could do a bit. I wish I could have done a bit more with it. But again, like I said, I just ran out of time. And I used what I had at the end of the day. I was really happy with how it turned out in the end. You know, considering. I think it does a good representation of what in that scene is like. So there we go. So that is that's it. And then we are moving on to the actual tournament itself. Now, like I said, I woke up about 6 o'clock, about 6:30 in the morning. I got you know, woke up, you know, packed all night before as well. You know, was very tired by that time. Was dropped off to the airport by my auntie, which was awesome. You know, had some breakfast, went on the plane, sat on the tarmac for about an hour and a half. You know, we were supposed to leave at about 10 o'clock in the morning, but we didn't leave until about 11:30, which was interesting. Which is also good because you know, when I got to my hotel, I could just check in straight away, which was awesome. You know, and after I checked in, you know, this was all filmed. It was so annoying that it got corrupted, because all this was filmed like I said, I filmed right up until about midday on the Saturday, which was, you know, just after game one. And I was looking back at the footage and then like, you know, transferring it to the editor software, and you know, it just like file corrupted, and I was like, ugh. And it all happened like, lucky I saved what I could, which was a bit annoying, but It is what it is. The hotel was awesome. You know, really, really nice place. And then I headed out on the Friday. You know, did a bit of shopping. You know, to what I needed to do. And also headed to the actual event itself. Now, this is at Warhammer Mount Gravatt. I was almost going to say Warhammer World. This was at Warhammer Mount Gravatt. This is the championship store in Australia. So like I said, I live in Sydney. I live just south of Sydney, and this was up in Brisbane. So it was about an hour and a half flight up to Brisbane, which was good. You know, did a little bit of catch up on sleep on the flight. But yeah, and I checked out the store. And it's actually one of the biggest stores I've ever been to. The stores that we have here, you know, I guess you guys, a lot of you guys would know that Warhammer stores used to be massive. You know, used to have a lot of gaming in them. They're not that much these days. A lot of them, you know, have scaled down recently. I know the one in Sydney that I've just been, I went to a couple of weeks ago. That has scaled down massively. That, you know, used to have like a massive battle bunker in there. It's now, you know, basically like a normal Warhammer store now, which is a bit, you know, what would you call it? A bit disappointing. I guess a bit lackluster. You know, it's a bit a shame. But the one at the championship store in Mount Gravatt, you know, they have a lot of tournaments there. You know, every so often. So, you know, it's a championship store, so they have a big gaming space, which is very, very cool. And like I said, during the video, I'll put up some photos and pictures of you know, of the tournament and that kind of stuff. So basically, let's head right into day one of the tournament. So I got up, you know, I was gonna have some breakfast, but I actually accidentally slept in. So, you know, that was a bit annoying, but I went straight into the tournament. It was really good. Registered, all that kind of stuff. You know, I think there was about 32 players, I want to say. It was something around 32 players, something like that, which is really good. Really good atmosphere as well. You know, I just want to say now, every single opponent that I had, I'm sorry, I won't remember all your names. If you are watching, probably not, but you know, had such a great energy to it. It was like I said, I haven't been to a tournament since 2017. I don't, you know, ever since COVID, I really haven't had a proper game like that for you know, a few years. And it's, I'll say this, like, you know, once I go through the review, that it's made me want to go to more tournaments. It's made me want to try and, you know, create a scene around where I am. You know, I know there's like a few things out west and that kind of stuff, but where I am, there's not really that much here. You know, and when I came back from the tournament, or just before I went to the tournament, I actually found that there's like a gaming club that hangs out every Friday night, and sometimes they have Middle Earth. So I'm going to try and get there eventually and check it out, to maybe get some games in or something, which would be really cool. It's made me get that drive back, which is really awesome, because, you know, before I left for the tournament, you know, I was really, you know, hammered at work, and, you know, I am still really busy at work now, but I had a bit of a, not gonna say epiphany, but I had a bit of more of a I don't know what would you call it, a better outlook on life, essentially. It just, you know, just having that little bit of time away from, you know, normality, you know, and, like, you know, just not worrying about the worries of the world, and, you know, just focusing, you know, for a full 2 days on, you know, the game that we know and love. It's really cool. So yeah, so basically registered, went straight into game one. I'm gonna give it to you straight, guys. Like I said, I haven't played in a long time, and it showed in game one. I got absolutely smashed. I lost 11-0. You know, it was I think it was destroy the supplies, or something. I think it was destroy the supplies. Basically, I think it was Evan. I'm sorry if I was if it's not. But he had a really cool Eastling army. Basically, it was kind of like Host of the Dragon Emperor. It wasn't the Legion, but it was basically all this, like, the 6 Eastling heroes. So it was Khorne, Felbeast, the Dragon Emperor, Rutabi, Borgir, Amdu, I want to say, maybe, and there was one other one. I can't remember who it is. But yeah, it was, like, you know, really good game. You know, I took it with stride. You know, like I said, it was my first game ever. You know, coming back into the tournament scene. Like, before I'm gonna branch off a lot here, guys, so just bear with me. But before I went to the tournament, I think might have said in this video, if I win one game in this tournament, I would be happy. You know, if I lost all, like, you know, 4 games but won one, I'll be very happy. So that's the mindset I was going into the tournament. I didn't really care if I lost every single game, as long as I won one, I would have been happy. And yeah, like I said, I haven't played a proper game, like a competitive game of SBG for a long time. And, you know, Evan knew what he was doing, you know, and it's the first time I played against this army. You know, like I said, my army was Gwai 4 Eagles, and Dwalin, Thorin, Fili, Kili, and Bilbo. So I really didn't know what I was doing. You know, I was just having fun, you know, just pushing things forward, that blah blah blah, you know, trying to have a good conversation with them as well. And like I said, it was a 1,000-point tournament for 2.5 hour games, 5 games over 2 days, 1,000-point games, which was, you know, interesting, that's for sure. I was like, surely we're not going to go through that time, but I think this was the only game that didn't go to time, and I'm being serious on that. Might have been this one in the last game, but yeah, this game, like I said, I lost 11-0, which was, you know, a bit brutal. But yeah, he absolutely smashed me. Like I sent all my Eagles forward. You know, they just got tied up. You know, like I said, I really didn't know what I was doing. I learned a lot in that game about Eagles, and like I said, I didn't really think that Eagles were a very competitive force. Like I didn't think this army was going to be very competitive. Like I said, I was doing it just for the fluff, just for the, you know, the thematic sense, essentially. That's why I made that specific display board. And it turns out that I didn't realize, like, it's the first time I've really used Eagles, and Eagles are absolutely amazing. They're absolutely terrifying. You know, I learned a lot in that game, and like Evan was telling me, you know, that kind of, you know, what I should be doing, that kind of stuff, because like I said, I haven't done a competitive game in a long time, and it was like a bit of a veto system as well. So there was three games, or like all 5 games, there was 3 random scenarios, and we vetoed, you know, rolled off, and then you know, if I got the highest roll, I got rid of one, he got rid of the other one, and then we played the third one, essentially. And so yeah, it was destroy the supplies. Kamul just went around destroying my supplies. I did not destroy one of his supplies. I think I want to say that Kili did put a wound on. It was either Kili either put a wound, a bow he shot at Kamul, and either put a wound on the Felbees or a wound on Kamul. I want to say he wounded Kamul because that's why I didn't lose 12-0. Because I'm pretty sure Kamul was his leader. Which was pretty cool. You know, it was just a one-off shot, you know, which was absolutely amazing. You know, I had a lot of those moments in these games, which I'll go through, you know, as we go through them. But yeah, that was pretty brutal. You know, the Eagles died one by one. I think it was by the third turn, all the Eagles were dead by the end of the 3rd turn. Like, you know, it really wasn't that great. And basically, I had one model left alive by the end, and I did get tabled. I do admit it. I got tabled, and Thorin was the one left alive. You know, defending against this army of Eastlings, which is pretty cool. But it was a great game. Like I said, he played it well, especially against me. That, you know, I don't. Like I said, I haven't played a lot. I haven't played competitive play in such a long time. So it was an awesome game, and you know, like I said, I learned a lot. And after the game, we, you know, sat down, had a chat about it, and you know, he told me, like, you know, blah blah blah, you know, like what I could do in my upcoming games. You know, I didn't realize, you know, Monstrous Cavalry, I didn't even remember. Like, by the end of the tournament, I realized what I could have done, and I think I could have played that game a lot more better if I knew. Because I played 5 games by the end of the tournament. And I think if I was able to play that first game again, with the knowledge that I had from all 5 games, I think I would have done a lot better. That doesn't mean to say I would have won it, but I would have had a better chance. I would have understood what I would have done, because I found out that because I had the Army Special rule for the Eagles, that you get +1 strength on the charge. You know, when you charge in, what I was doing, if I got charged by the enemy and I won the combat, I always usually barged. I barged in, and that made me want to charge into the you know, if I could, you know, if I rolled the dice and could, I barged them and then charged into the person I wanted to kill, and that made me get the extra strength and the extra attack from the monstrous charge. That's the way that I was playing it by the end of the tournament, and I really didn't know this, you know, obviously on the first game. Like I think I knew about the monster, I didn't really know about the monstrous cavalry. I completely forgot about it, and like I was reading up on it on the plane, and I just completely forgot about it, which was, you know, it happens. Yes, game one I got absolutely smashed, 11-0, and then, you know, I think we still had an hour and a half left, so I was going around all the different tables. Turns out I you know, some people lost 12-0 that game, so I was not at the lowest at that point, which is cool. You know, chatting to new people, you know, there was some awesome armies there. Like I said, I'll put photos and pictures in the background, you know, as the video goes along. And, you know, there was a few games that were going on. That one, like, you know, there was an awesome spider army, you know, with the Spider Queen, giant spiders, Michael spiders, which was absolutely awesome. There was a good and a bad army. There was a Smaug there. You know, there was a lot of other cool armies. There's a full Hobbit army. Sean, he had a full Hobbit army, which was versing Treebeard and the Fellowship, and they were counting how many hobbits Treebeard killed. I think he ended up killing like 46 hobbits or something. Because obviously, like, 1,000-point army, I think he had like 113 hobbits or something like that. It was absolutely crazy. Like all the Hobbit heroes, and yeah, it was a sight to behold, that's for sure. But yeah, so after that we had a bit of we went into lunch, and then after that we went into game two. Now game two was against I think I can't remember now. I think it was against Daniel, I want to say, and he had a Mordor army. Well, like a Kirith Ungol Mordor army, kind of. He had the Witch King and Fellbeast. He had like Shagrat, Gorbag, a bunch of orcs, that, you know, that kind of stuff. And I want to say it was it Seize the Prize? It was like with the one objective in the center, and you got to try and get it off the opposite board edge. I think it was it Seize the Prize? I'm pretty sure it might be that one. And yeah, so you know, after learning about game one, I realized that I need to keep my army together. I need to keep the dwarves with the eagles, you know, kind of together, to make them, you know, kind of work together. So that's what I did. I did initially go straight for the center, you know, as you do. The lines clashed. There was a few, you know, cool moments in there. You know, I just started to learn during that game about, you know, barging. You know, if I won the combat, if I got charged, won the combat, I would barge and then charge in to get me the extra strength and the extra attack. You know, because if I got charged, I was strength 6 with 2 attacks. But if I charged, I was strength 7 with 3 attacks, and that was a much better chance in most cases. That would have been a much better chance. So I was always making sure that if I wanted to kill something, I would charge in. Really, there was a couple of cool moments in this one. Thorin was versing the Witch King with Gwai here. Took him down in 1 round of combat, I think, or maybe 1 or 2 rounds of combat, which is pretty cool. You know, didn't even worry about the Fellbeast because just went straight for the Witch King, which was really cool. And in the last turn of the game, it was such a cool moment. Bilbo had the ring on. He was Shagrat. I think, was it Shagrat? Was it Gorbag or Shagrat? Gorbag's the orc, so it was Gorbag. He was about 3 inches off the table, and it depended who got priority. No, there was no might left. Bilbo called a heroic move, I believe. Bilbo called a heroic move. I'm trying to remember this. I've actually got photos of how this actually happened. Yeah, so Gorbag had the prize, and then he was about to get off. Then Bilbo called a heroic move, charged into Gorbag, shanked him, killed Gorbag. I think might have had help with a dwarf or maybe an eagle or something like that. Took the prize, and then, you know, and that was the last turn of the game. I think I broke him in that turn, so that was the last turn. That was the last turn of the game. So Bilbo got the prize on the last turn of the game, which was absolutely amazing, which meant I got a minor win. which was, you know, absolutely amazing. So I won my first game, which was game 2. So I won one, lost one. So I, like, you know, for me the tournament was done there. You know, like I said, if I won one game, I would be extremely happy. So that was game 2. We had a bit of a break after that. Game 3, again, I can't remember the names. I'm so sorry, but it was against a Erebor army. It had young Dwalin, I want to say. Didn't have young Balin. It had a dwarf captain, which this dwarf captain apparently did not die during the entire tournament, which was absolutely amazing. You know, it had a few fun moments in my game against him, where an eagle was like following him all the way up the board edge, and this was recon. This was recon, which was obviously going to be a bit tough for me, because, you know, I think he had about 40 odd models and I had 10, so that was interesting. So he had Thror, Thorin, Thrain, Dwalin, and a dwarf captain as his heroes, and then, you know, like a bunch of Warriors of Erebor and Grimhammers, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I can't really quite remember. And then, you know, some cool moments. Basically, we all met in the middle. There was 2 eagles that went off. There was like a little dwarf contingent with the dwarf captain. Like his warband was trying to get off, and I sent 2 eagles over there. Basically slaughtered them all in a couple of turns, and then one of the eagles went on, just trying to delay the dwarf captain from getting off the edge, because, like, you know, I didn't think I would really be able to get anything off the edge, essentially. So if I could try and get him not to get anything off, then maybe I could win by other means, essentially. So yeah, by the end of the game, it was a minor victory for me. I think I did wounds on, no, I killed Thror, and I only got Thorin got wounded. I think that was the case. I honestly don't remember. I forgot what the victory conditions. I got the match play guide around here somewhere. But yeah, so he Thror died, and then Thorin maybe got wounded, maybe he didn't, maybe he just lost all his fate. But I got a win in that one as well, which was really cool. In the last turn, I actually got because we ran into time in this game as well. You know, it was 2.5 hours. You know, it was the game 3 on the Saturday, so, you know, we're all pretty tired at this point. It was like 6:30 at night, and and then so what happened was, the last turn of the game, the dwarf captain with the eagle was about, you know, 2 inches away from the table. I won the priority, got him, so he didn't get the dwarf captain off. And then I had an eagle that was 12 inches away from the board edge, so he had half of his base off the table, but half of his base was still on the table. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get him off. I thought, you know, if you had had half of your base off, you could take him off, but no, apparently not. You know, that's just my mistake for not playing Reconnoiter. You know, I think, you know, I haven't played Recon, you know, obviously, in a long time. I usually play narrative scenarios, so I'm not really, you know, in keeping with, you know, the match play scenarios. And yeah, so if I got that eagle off, I would have had, you know, obviously would have got a major victory, but I got another minor victory. So it was two wins and 1 loss, which I was stoked with. Honestly, I was really stoked with, and he played it very well. Like I said, all the opponents I've had have played it really well, which was really great. And like I said, I was learning a lot. You know, as every game went on, I learned a lot by these games. I really want to take an eagle army, just eagles, like Gwai here, and if it's 1,000 points, probably that would be Gwai here and 7 eagles or something like that, just to see what it's like. I know I'll probably get hated on for doing that, because seeing how good they are, but I was really enjoying them. After that, we left all our stuff there because, you know, it was getting locked up and everything. The store was shutting, and then I think it was like 10 or 15 of us. We went out, got some dinner, you know, and then after that I went back to the hotel room. You know, went out, had a look around, and you know, obviously, you know, I was on holiday, had some fun, and then on the Sunday, Got up in time, got up and had some breakfast finally. You know, it was free, buffet breakfast, so take advantage of it while I could, and went on to game 4. Now, game 4 was against I want to say Gabriel. I want to say his name was Gabriel. I'm so sorry if you're watching this. Probably not. But he had an Uruk-hai army, and I thought it looks very similar to an Assault on Helm's Deep Legion, but no. So he had a ballista. I want to say he had Vrasku with some crossbows, which is, I want to say he killed Feely because I completely fluffed with Feely. He shot and killed Feely on turn 2 with Vrasku and his crossbows because I completely misinterpreted what was happening. Those crossbows, standing still at the back of the board would, absolutely lethal. So I didn't want to get them on eagles either. At some points during the game, he was just firing into combat to try and get into eagles. He killed some of his own guys as well. But yeah, I want to say he had alerts. I think he had alerts. Definitely had Vrasku. Definitely had what was he at? Maher? I think it was Maher. I don't think he had Ugluk. I can't really remember now. Like I said, this happened. The tournament was 3.5 weeks ago, so I'm trying to remember what was what. And yeah, that was really fun game, that one. We actually talked after the first game. He just finished his game. And we had a really good chat, and I was like, I hope I get to play you at one point during this weekend. And lo and behold, on the game 4 on the Sunday, we get to play each other, which was awesome. He also had an Isengard troll. I want to say he had an Isengard troll, I think. But yeah, it was awesome. Like the thing about my army was, a lot of my army was terrifying. The Eagles had terror. Gwaihi had terror, and against Uruk-hai, Thorin has terror because of Orcrist, which is kind of cool. And then obviously Bilbo usually had the ring on, he doesn't, and Red Coat Bilbo doesn't have the negative effects of the ring. Like it's not yet awoken. So I had Bilbo basically having the ring on all the time. So I was having him with Thorin, which was a nice little combo. So I had Bilbo with Thorin mostly on heroes to halve their fight value, so Thorin never really had to heroic strike. And if Bilbo got tagged off, then Thorin could heroic strike. But say if Thorin and Bilbo were on a hero together, that hero, even if heroic strikes, could only get up to fight 5, and Thorin's fight 6. So there's no point of heroic striking. And that was a really good way of taking out enemy heroes, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so I think, yeah, definitely that game was a lot of fun. I was terrified of the ballista. Obviously, the ballista rolled a 1 for 4 turns straight to try and shoot, which was obviously a bit frustrating for him. And then at the end of the game, I won. I got a major victory, which was absolutely amazing. I think I only lost Keely, Philly, and maybe an eagle. I want to say. I think I only lost 3 models during that game, which was really amazing. It was during that game that I saw the barge and how good it actually was. Because obviously he had a lot more models. I think he had like 40 or 50 models or something like that. So if I was getting trapped, and if I was winning, because I obviously had the higher fight, I fight 7 eagles. If I got the magical 6, I would barge, charge back in with the extra attack, knock them all down, obviously, with the monstrous charge, and then having double strikes against them. It was absolutely horrendous against stuff like that. So I always found, like, if against hordes like that, or even just against standard heroes, like I killed Lurth in the first round of combat. On the first round I charged in. I think it might have been Gwai here, but it might have just been a normal eagle. Like I charged in. He lost. I think it might have been against Gwai here. I think we both heroic struck. I got up to fight. We both got up to fight. I think he got up to fight 7. I got up to fight 10 or something. I know I won the fight. Obviously I won the fight. I charged in. He got knocked down. 6 strikes, Lurtz was dead in one round of combat, which was very, very, obviously would have been very frustrating. But, I didn't realize how good that is. You don't realize how good that is until you actually see it in person, So like I said, if I was getting charged and I won the combat, I was barging them, charging in, and then winning the fight with three dice, knocking them down with double strikes on strength 7. It's absolutely mental. And +1 strength, so that would have been strength 8. No, what are they? They're strength 7. I honestly don't remember, but yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. Awesome games. And then we had lunch, and it was also the parade, the armies on parade, kind of thing. So, this was obviously what I built the display board for. And like I said, I'll put up some photos now of all the display armies, which was absolutely awesome. There was a lot of, like I said, a lot of awesome armies there. There was like a Sultan Helm's Deep one. There was goblins with the Balrog. There was Gundabad, which was actually the last game I played was against Gundabad with the Gundabad trolls and Azog. Which I'll come onto in a sec. There was a couple of Eastlings. There was Dale. There was there was a lot of cool armies. And eventually when we got to the awards, the Spider Army won. Erin, she won the award for that, which was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome looking board as well with the webs. So during lunch, a lot of us spend a lot of time together. So we're making friends and all that now. So a lot of us went to lunch and had continued chatting, that kind of stuff. And then after that, we came back. Did the like I said, did the voting for the best army, which the Spider Army won. So which is awesome. So it's very awesome. And then went on to game 5, and game 5 was against the Gundabad army. Which was a really fun but tactical game. This was I'm so sorry, I can't remember who played, but he ended up coming 3rd in the tournament. So that was kind of cool that I was versing for person who came 3rd place, which is kind of cool. And I played, so at the moment I was on 3 wins and 1 loss, which was absolutely amazing. Like I said, if I won 1 game, I would have been happy during the tournament. So the fact that I'm up to 3 and 1, I'm really happy with that. Yeah, really tactical but really fun game. Really played it really well as always. I did end up losing this one, but it was very close, I have to admit. It was domination, and I want to say, I felt so bad because we deployed very close to each other. And Gwai here charged Azog in the first turn. Azog on the White Warg with armor, with the flail, basically whole kitted out Azog. And he got a 1 on the heroic strike. I felt so bad for it. Obviously, Azog is a lot of points. He's a big investment into that army, and he's got an awesome, if he won the fight, and because he's winning heroes on 3s, he probably would have taken out Gwai here in 1 round of combat, to be fair. But he won. He got up to fight 8, and I got I think I got like a 4 or 5. I got up to fight 10, and then he ended up. I want to say I ended up winning the fight. He got like a 2 high. He got the 6 in the dual roll, but I got a 6 as well, with Gwai here. And then obviously with monstrous cavalry, I knocked him over, double strikes. I killed Azog in the first round of combat, in turn 1. It was either turn 1 or turn 2. Turn 1 might have been a bit of maneuvering, but by the end of turn 2, Azog was dead. I killed Azog in 1 round of combat, which is absolutely insane. But like I said, he ended up winning the game. There was some other awesome moments during that game. It was like an eagle versing a Gundabad troll, which was kind of cool. And it all ended up, I ended up quartering him. So basically, what happened was we both it was if one of us could get 1 more objective, it was either way. So if I got 1 more objective, I would have won, and I would have had I just needed 1 more turn, but I killed he had 40 models in his army, and I killed 30 by the end of that turn, and obviously quartering it ends the game. So unfortunately, I lost that game, which was like I said, it is what it is. But if I didn't kill one model, I would have gotten to the objective, and we checked what would have happened. We went to be fair, we checked what would have happened, and like a lot of his army was going to run. So that would have been the last turn. If I got one more turn, that would have been the last turn anyway. But I would have gotten to that last objective, got the extra points, and I would have won that game. And I guess if I won that game, he might not have come third. So maybe it was fate that it was meant to have been that way. But nevertheless, it was an awesome game. Like I said, all 5 games were absolutely amazing. Really put a drive, like I said, back in me to, go to more tournaments eventually. Go to, find some new players. Get some, awesome hints like how other people play as well. I think really, playing with your own army, I think really helps you, experience the game. Helps you learn, but seeing how other people play their armies, I think really helps as well. That's just what I think. But yeah, all 3 games are absolutely awesome. And the Hobbit army actually ended up winning. Sean, he hit the massive Hobbit army. He actually ended up winning the whole tournament, which was absolutely awesome. We all loved it. Yeah, so congrats to him. Unfortunately, I didn't get any awards, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But like I said, I had an absolute blast. Like I said, if I won one game, I would have been happy, and I won 3 games and lost 2. And like I said, I was so over the moon when I came back. I did actually. I've got him right here. I converted up this guy, which. I was in such a 40k mood. I think, as I've said, 10th edition came out just before I went on just before the tournament, and then I had a week because I completely forgot about how much I needed to do for the tournament. That I had a week to prep, or like about 10 days to prep for the tournament. And then when I came back, I have not touched 40k since I've come back. I've been such in a Middle Earth mood. It's made me fall in love with the game more, essentially, because I've been in a bit of a slump with Middle Earth at the moment, with the new 40k stuff. But like I said, I've hardly barely touched. I think I might have built one model for 40k since I've come back, and I've just been so enthralled in Middle Earth. Painting, building new boards, that kind of stuff. It's what tournaments do to you, and I definitely had some tournament blues when I came back. Like I was like, oh, I really want to get on another one. I'm so excited to play against new people in the future. So excited to expand, my knowledge of that kind of stuff. It was obviously, I was never expecting to win. I was never expecting to, get any awards or anything like that. Like I said, I was just going there to have fun, meet new people, play some Middle Earth, have a holiday essentially, because I haven't had a holiday in quite a long time. So that is what I was exciting for, and that is what happened. So, obviously, so the tournament ended. We all said our goodbyes. I went out, got some dinner, went back to the hotel room. Had it relaxed. Packed up. Woke up the next day, had another buffet breakfast, which was cool, and then went to the airport and came home, and then I had another week off work, which was really nice. Doing some stuff around the house, and doing some hobby for a whole week was absolutely. It was about 5 days after that, which was really, really fun, and I really want to do it again at some point. So yeah, I like I said, I'm in such a. I was very zen when I came back, I think is a good word. I had a very, like I said, it wasn't an epiphany, but I had a really different outlook when I came back. With the hobby, with my life, I really want to enjoy life a lot more now, which I don't really know what it is, but it's like when you when you get away from normality, when you get away from something you do every day, like my job is very repetitive. It does the same thing every day. You know, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a chef. I work Wednesday to Sundays at the moment. So, you know, Wednesdays I'm, you know, prepping up for the weekend. It all goes away on the weekend. You know, we use it all up, have Monday, Tuesday off, and it happens again the same week. So that's essentially what it is at the moment, especially because how busy we are at the moment. You know, it's just coming to the end of winter now, and you know, we're supposed to be quiet. You know, we're supposed to, you know, have time to do other things, but we've just been so busy. It's really weird. People want to eat food. It's really odd. But yeah, when I came back, it felt like it didn't really matter. You know, people, you know, I don't know. You know, I had a lot of things going on before I left, and when I came back, none of it seemed to matter. You know, it didn't matter, you know, if we were busy or, you know, at work, or, you know, I had a few things going on in my life. You know, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. You know, if, you know, in 100 years, not who's gonna care really. You know, it's that kind of zen, and especially with the hobby. Like I said, the hobby, I was very zen with the hobby as well. I was really happy with how the tournament went. I was really happy with how my hobby's progressing. You know, like I said, I went a lot better than I thought I did. So, you know, that's a win-win situation. So I was really happy with how it all turned out. And like I said, I can't wait to go to the next tournament at some point. There is another one coming up in October, but unfortunately I've got something planned on that weekend, so I won't be able to go back. But I guarantee you, next time I go to a tournament, guys, there will be a journey vlog. I'm definitely going to make sure that I have a backup camera just in case. And we're definitely going to get a journey vlog going on as well. But there we go, guys. That is the tournament review of the, what was it called? The Warhammer MESBG Australian Championships, something like that. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed me waffling. I'll end it here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You know, how do you guys find tournaments? That's like, you know, that's what I really like to know. Like, you know, what do you guys enjoy most about tournaments? What do you guys enjoy? You know, are you guys enjoying the hobby at the moment? Like, you know, what are you guys working on at the moment? That kind of stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next video or stream, and there are more videos coming, guys. I swear. I know it's been very, I know I keep saying this. I know it's been very lackluster on the channel at the moment. There's not been a lot of videos recently. Like I said, it's been very busy at work, but I am getting them out as fast as I can, and there is some very cool stuff coming. I know when people say on YouTube, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, you know, and it doesn't happen. Trust me, guys, there is stuff coming. It's just me, obviously, so I just need a little bit of time, but there is very cool stuff coming for sure. But anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, happy gaming.